Hello there. Right, it's lockdown time. We're all sat at home. We're watching the various fishing videos on YouTube, this, that and the other. We're all skimming through Facebook. We're all reading, watching, learning. But what I have noticed on Facebook recently, in all the forums, there seems to be a trend where you seem to have the up and coming anglers coming into the sport, asking all sorts of questions. Knots, how do you tie this, how do you tie that, I'm having trouble with my hooks falling off, this, that and the other. You know, and the responses that they're getting. We all had to start somewhere, and it's just one big learning curve. So it's time to do a video on just basic knots. Right, we'll go through a few basics. Just before I start though, I'd just like to say that the braid and the hooks that I'm using, just to demonstrate, are a little on the large side. Obviously it's just so that the cameras will pick it up. It'll save you having to rewind, pause, over and over again, looking for the line, what I'm doing. Hopefully the braid should be thick enough for the camera to pick it up. We'll have a go. Anyway, let's get on to the first one. Right then, number one, the 4-turn grinner knot. Nice and easy, nice and simple. As I say, large hooks, braid, just so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully that top camera's picking this up. It's looking good. Take your hook or your swivel, pass your line through it. Leave a nice big tail. Move them scissors out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Just trying to position myself on the top camera so you can see what we're doing. Right, we've gone through the hook. You've got your main line and a nice long tag end in your hand. Make a loop with your tag end so that you end up with that. You're now taking your tag end, you're passing over the top of the loop and your main line 4 times. So it's 1, 2, 3, and there's your 4th. So you'll end up with that, basically. Obviously, wet your knot down. Bit of the old saliva. Slowly pull your tag end along the line. Should give you a nice neat 4-turn knot. All you do then, discard your tag end out your hand, hold on to your main line, give it all a good wet down again, and just gently pull your main line back. This will tighten your knot down to whatever it is you're tying on. Could be a swivel, could be a hook. All that's left to do, take scissors, just leave a little bit on the tag end, but trim it down nice and neat. There we have it. the 4-turn grinner. Right then, I'm going to repeat that. I've dropped the camera down a little bit lower. We've got a bit more detail. Just bear with me if it goes a bit sideways, this, because we're working around the legs of the tripod. You take your hook or the eye of your swivel, whatever you're using, pass your main line through and pull back a generous amount. You're now going to form, with this tag end, a loop against the rest of the line. You're then going to wrap this tag end through the loop 4 times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple as that. You're then pulling on your tag end just to bed it down nice and neatly. You don't have to over tighten it at this point. What I will say is, obviously I've got the camera in the way, but wet all that area down now with saliva, and then just pull your main line until the knot finally tightens up on what it is that you're tying. Your tag end then can be trimmed nice and close. You know, you don't need to go too close, just in case the knot tightens further. You don't want it slipping through, but you can trim it. Quite neat. And there you have it. That's your 4-turn grinner knot. Right, should you feel the need to join 2 sets of lines, here's the easy way. 2 tag ends, as you can see, 1 line, another line. Lay them against each other. Don't know whether you can see this properly on the camera, but you're left with that. Just like the grinner knot, which is basically what you're tying here. Make a loop over the other line. Pass your tag end through the loop 4 times. Pull it down. Not too tightly at the moment. Do exactly the same with the other tag end on the opposite side. So form your loop. As you can see, take your tag end, tie myself in knots here, take your tag end, pass it through the loop again, over and through, over and through, over and through, final time. Pull that one down gently. You should now be left with that. Don't know if you can see the yellow tag end. Yep, there we go. All you do then, give it a good wet down, and then just gently slide the knots together. Pull them tight. All that's left to do again is trim your tag ends. Once again, not too close to the knot. Just leave a little bit just in case of any slippage, but to be honest, with this knot, you'd be very lucky, or very unlucky I should say, to have any slippage. Finished knot, 2 lines joined together. You'll find that one is ideal for tying on floater hooks, your swivels, tying your swivels to your braided up lengths. As long as you're not using it on fluorocarbon, it's 100% reliable. There's a growing trend for quick change hook lengths. You know, with the swivels and sleeves that are available nowadays, catch a carp, hook's not as sharp as it was, discard that one, whip it off, throw your other one on. You know, there's times when you want to change your hook link, put a different presentation on. We're not going to go into presentations, we're not going to go into rigs here, we're just basic knots. All you need now is, if you do eventually go down that route, your basic figure of 8 loop knot. Imagine that's your hook length. You want to put a loop on the end of it, change it quickly. Take your line, fold it over on itself, just so it creates a loop. I'm trying to do this with a camera, it's not easy. Please bear with me. We've got our loop. Pinch it down there so you've got a good bit to play with. Maybe even more if you need to. Right, we're then going to take this loop and create another loop. We're then taking the looped top around the back and then pass it through the large loop that you've got in your hand. All that's left to do is just pull it down. There's your loop. Once again, tag end, snip snip, just trim it down neatly. I'll do it again for those that probably missed it the first time. There's your, whatever it is, imagine that's your hook length. Double a good length back, so you'd effectively, you've looped your line back on itself. Give yourself plenty to work with. With this bit here, form a loop. Pass your tip around the back of the loop you just formed and then push it through from the opposite side. you should see that which gives you the figure of 8. Wet it, pull it tight. Right then, a basic knotless knot for attaching hooks. Now, just bear in mind, we're only starting out. It's only for the beginners. There's no need to go down the route of blowback tubing, shrink tubing, steam down at 45 degrees, this, that or the other. Back in the days when they were using 3-inch hairs, hook tied on, just whips on, swivel on the other end, bead, bomb, away you go, caught carp. That rig will still catch your carp today. What you've got to remember is, if you're just beginning, you know, there's no need to carry an army of swivels, shrink tube, you know, rig rings, silicone, you know, the list goes on. It's just endless. Rig putter, you know, you can just overcomplicate things. My advice to you is, if you're just starting, just getting into the game, keep it simple. And then over time, as you progress, just build up steadily, you know, take it easy. Anyway, I'm digressing. Right, what was we saying? Oh yeah, knotless knot. Right, you've seen the loop knot. We've already got one on the end of a piece of seriously big size braid. Obviously, say it again, I'll stress it again, it's demonstration purposes. I'm never going to cast that out. You've got your loop. Obviously, on there goes your bait. So, as you can imagine, you're now left with a bait on the end of a piece of line. Along comes your hook. Take your tag end, pass it from the back to the front through the eye of the hook. As you can imagine, your bait's going to be hanging here. I should have put a bait on, but I've got none to hand, just to demonstrate. Save my fingers on the bait. Choose the length of the hair you need. You know, there's a trend at the moment where you've got to keep your bait tight to the hook. It is just a trend. It's not necessary, believe me. Anyway, choose the length of the hair that you want. Trap the line and the hook between your thumb and your forefinger. Like I say, trying to demonstrate this on a video, it's hard work, so just bear with me. Right, we're now taking your line and we're going to whip down the hook a minimum of 6 times. I like 7 because it's lucky. We're left with that. Just trap it. You're not going nowhere. That's, you know, you can hold that all day long if you like. Why you want to, I wouldn't know. Gather your line and come back up the hook once or twice, personal preference. Then from behind again, you're passing back through the loop of the hook to the front. Pull it all down, wet it nicely, big pull to bed it all down tight. There we've got one very, very standard hair rig, and that will, if placed in front of a feeding fish with a bait on, catch a carp. Right then, bit of a break from the knots, and we can't really end the video there, can we? It's a little bit short, you know, by YouTube standards. We all got to talk forever about stuff that we don't really need to know, but it's nice. Let's head on over to Steve's place and see what tips and tricks he's got up his sleeve for you.
Right, good afternoon. Happy St George's Day. As you can see, we're still not on the bank, but it is what it is. Social distancing and all that bollocks. Right kids, I'm just going to do a short vlog on even tattle shops are not open, so you can't even get any stuff. But why go out and buy it when you can make it? Just little things. Bat leads, wrapping sticks, you know what I mean? Why go out and pay for them? If you've got a shed, which most blokes at my age, we've got a den, just go in there, make stuff. Like I showed you before in the other video, you know what I mean? It's easy. Couple of sticks. If ground's hard, break it with a bang stick. Use them. Cost you night. Definitely don't cost you 30 quid. And there's no glasses on them neither. Just simple things. Just go out. Make them. Don't buy them. Bat leads. I think I paid about near enough 2 quid for that. You know what I mean? That is near enough exactly the same thing. And all that is the little plastic hooks what you put on Christmas trees, put your baubles on, with an old weight on the bottom and a piece of rubber tube. Just simple things. My first spot. Yeah, and it works. Made it myself. That's bottom of a Kinder egg. But it works. You know what I mean? Don't cost you night. I do like these rig trays. Good bit of kit. What else have we got? Oh, you like this. This is cracking. Baby slippers. Mrs. picked them up from charity shop. Paid a quid for them. All I did is put some herbal cam on. And it's, I know it looks a bit naff, but it's carpy. Got that carpy look. Hey ho. But just something to do while you might do. Just make stuff. Look nicer than what you put there to get out at the shops. It takes you 10 minutes to put them together. But yeah. And when you're bored, when I'm bored, this is where I spend most of my time. Just pottering around, making stuff. That's all I do. just pottering round, making rigs. That is an old tablet case, which, and these, them's, you know, the notice board pins, just a bag of them, just 2 pieces of foam stuck into an old tablet case, and that's all that is. Well, yeah, it makes a built-in rig case. Rig tray, just making some rigs, just pottering around. That stuff though, bank tackle, yeah, cracking bit of coated braid, can't knock it. 20 metres for a tenner, really good stuff. Can't fault it. Yeah, just pottering around dirt. Oh, yeah, all my stuff that's been took out, repacked, packed, repacked, undone, repacked again. It's just, there's, oh, by the way, I do normal fishing as well, so there's my Shakespeare box with all my stuff in. Well, just, this is where I've been living, lockdown, but it's better than watching telly. Just sat here, put my radio on, yeah, ultimate 80s, absolute 80s. But yeah, you don't need to sit there in front of the telly. Get into your garage, start pottering round. You've no else to do. Make stuff. No, don't get too bored. I was showing you before about them backlights, how cheap they are to make. Them's the little plastic bauble holders what you have on Christmas trees. A couple of old weights. Everyone's got the old Ardsley bombs. Well, if you're old enough to remember them. And that's what they look like when this comes out. It's not rocket science. Bit of plastic, an old Ardsley bomb, and a piece of rubber tubing. You know what I mean? Easy, simple. Another little trick handy into. You know your rubber stops, what you have on your hook stops? Yeah. Elastic band. Cut it up. Just end up with little pieces like that. Thread them on your hook. Jobs are good. And they work. Cheap, cheerful, and they work. And then you cover them with goo. Yeah, the stuff what you put on ice cream, and it works. Strawberry, toffee, you can get salted caramel, raspberry, banana, and they work. Especially, and the PVA friendly, I've tried them, they work. So yeah, more handy hints, but I cannot, this stuff is really good. Bank tackle. So when I said it was 10, it's $10.99 for 20 yards. You can't knock that. Semi-stiff, £20 and 20 metres. Semi-stiff. Can't beat it. It's really good stuff. I can't praise it enough. So yeah, your PVA bags, and you get them speed loaders. That started off as nail polish remover bottle. Just butchered it, put a little V in it, tell you what, and it works. I was saying before about your stick mix and making your pellet bags. This is what I was showing you before, but piece of pipe inside, fill it up with pellets or your stick mix or whatever, ram it down, tie it off. Guess what? It doesn't cost you a tenner either. I've got one exactly this, well, smaller version for your stick mix. And as I do with the speed loader, just wrap it around there, throw it in the box. So, like I said, while we're off, make stuff. unless you're a tattletale and you won't go out and buy it. But you've no tales do. If you've got the stuff, make it. You get more satisfaction than catching stuff with stuff what you've made. Rigs, spods, if you're getting bites on spods. But you've no tales do. Make stuff. Don't have your pants pulled down all the time just because it's not got a fancy name on it. But like I say, unless you're a tattletale and you've got a man bun. But if you've got a man bun, then yeah, you've no respect for yourself. So take care, kids. Be safe. Hope to see you on the bank soon. Big Hood. Catch you in a bit. Double thumbs up. Ooh. And one last thing, before anyone starts and they start getting upset because I've got the England flags out and the St George's Day, if you are offended about it, tough. Our country, yeah. If you're not happy, toddle off. Catch you again, Pete. Big Hood.
Some very handy tips there from State. I'm sure you'll all agree. Just clearing up. Nice and neat. Everything back in its place. Right. So, thanks for watching. I hope I've been able to teach you something. I hope it's going to get you fishing. And I hope that once we get back out after this pandemic, you'll go on to catch a lump. Until the next video, be safe.
To everybody, and if you like it, press the button, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll catch you on the other side of this corona outfit.